everyone, welcome to Ecoholics. In our previous videos, we have discussed various rules of differentiation. In this video, we'll be discussing chain rule of differentiation. So, we have rule number 7, chain rule of differentiation. So, what does chain rule of differentiation state? It states that when y is, let's say, a function of u. So, in this case, we have y as a function of u and u as a function of x. Then, in this case, what we have is, in this case, our dy by dx will be equal to dy by du into du by dx. Because in this case we have y as a function of u and u as a function of x. So in this case dy by dx will be dy by du into du by dx. So we'll be having the product. So this becomes our chain rule of differentiation. Now let's look at an example to understand chain rule of differentiation. So what we have seen is our chain rule of differentiation states that when y is a function of, let's say, u and u is a function of, let's say, x, in that case we have dy by dx as dy by du into du by dx. So using this chain rule of differentiation, let's solve this question. Now, in this case, we have y which is equal to x square and x is equal to 1 plus t square. So clearly we can see that our y, a function of x, and our x is, let's say, function of t. So we have seen that our y is a function of x and x is a function of t. So in this case we need to find dy by dt. So our dy by dt will be equal to dy by dx into dx by dt. So why do we have this? This is because we have y which is a function of x and we have x which is a function of t. So in this case we need to find dy by dt. So we have dy by dx into dx by dt. So let's just find this. So we have dy by dt as, now dy by dx. I'll solve this over here. So in this case we have y is equal to x square. So in this case dy by dx becomes equal to what? Now we have y as x square and now we need to find dy by dx. So in this case we will use power function rule. So according to power function rule, what we have studied is, I'll write all the formulas over here. So our power function rule states that when y is equal to x raised to n, in that case our dy by dx is nx raised to n minus 1. So in that case we have n as 2. So let's see what we get. So here we have n as 2. So we get 2 x raised to 2 minus 1 is 1. So this becomes equal to 2x. Similarly, we have x which is equal to 1 plus t square. Now in this case what we have is dx by dt. So dx by dt, because here in this case we have x as a function of t. So now this. Now in this case we will be using addition rule of differentiation. So addition rule of differentiation states that when y is equal to u plus v, dy by dx is equal to du by dx plus dv by dx. So using this addition rule of differentiation, we'll be seeing that. So in this case, our dx by dt will be equal to differentiation of 1 plus differentiating t square with respect to t. So this we have, in this case we have used addition rule of differentiation. So now what do we get is dx by dt is equal to, now differentiation of 1. We know that derivative of a constant term is always 0. So in this case we get a differentiation of 1 as 0. And now we have differentiation of t square. Now in this case we will be using this power function rule. So in this case we have n is equal to 2. So in this case we have n is equal to 2. What we get is 2 t raised to, now 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So we get this as 2t. Now from here we can see that our dy by dx is 2x and dx by dt is 2t. So now we'll be substituting these values. So dy by dx is 2x into dx by dt is 2t. So now what do we get is dy by dt is equal to 2 2s are 4 x into t. So now in this case we have dy by dt as 4xt. But since we can further simplify this because we have x already given as 1 plus t square. So we have dy by dt is equal to 4 1 plus t square into t, because we have x as 1 plus t square. This is just for simplification purpose. Now what do we get? So we have dy by dt as 4t plus 4 t cube. 4t multiplied by 1 is 4t and 4t square into t gives us 4t cube. So this completes our answer. So we have seen how we can use chain rule of differentiation to solve this question. Now let's look at another example to understand more. Now in this case we have z as a function of y and y as a function of x. And what we need to find is, we need to find dz by dx. So this is what we are going to find. But we need to know the chain rule for this. Now, chain rule of differentiation states that when y is a function of u and u is a function of, let's say, x, then in this case our dy by dx becomes equal to what? Our dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx, because we have y as a function of u and u as a function of x. So in this case we need to find dz by dx. In this case we have z, which is a function of y, and we have y, which is a function of x. And what we need to find? We need to find dz by dx. So dz by dx will be equal to, now since z is a function of y, we will have dz by dy into dy by dx, because y is a function of x. So we are going to solve this. So I'll solve this over here. Now here we have z. So we have z as 15 y square. And what we need to find? We need to find dz by dy. So we have dz by dy as 15, because 15 is a constant term, and then differentiation of y square. Now in this case we will be using power function rule again. So our power function rule states that when y is equal to x raised to n, then dy by dx is equal to nx raised to n minus 1. So we, in this case, we have n as 2. So what do we get? So now we have n as 2, and therefore using power function rule, what we get is 2 y raised to 2 minus 1 is 1. So this becomes 15 2s are 30. This becomes equal to 30y. Now similarly we are going to find dy by dx. Now in this case y is a function of x. So we have y is equal to 2x square. So we have y as 2x square. Now we need to find dy by dx. So now dy by dx will be equal to 2 differentiation of x square. So now again using our power function rule, which states that when y is equal to x raised to n, then we have dy by dx as n x raised to n minus 1. So in this case n is equal to 2. In this case we have n is equal to 2. Then what do we get is dy by dx is equal to 2 into, now n is equal to 2 over here. So n is equal to 2. What we get is we have 2x raised to, now 2 minus 1 is 1. So we get 2 2s are 4x. So here we get 4x. Now dz by dx is equal to dz by dy is 30y into, now dy by dx we get 4x. So we have 4x. Therefore, dz by dx is equal to 30 into 4, we have 120 x y. But since we need to find dz by dx, what we are going to do is, and we have y which is equal to 2x square. Therefore, we have dz by dx as what? So we have dz by dx as 120 x into, substituting y is equal to 2x square. So we have dz by dx is equal to 120 into 2, 240 x cube. So in this case, this becomes a derivative for this question. So we can see how simply we can use our chain rule of differentiation and solve such examples. That's it for this video. In our future videos, we'll be discussing other concepts of mathematical economics as well. So do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.